Very good morning, children. My name is Anand Kumar Tiwari, and today we are going to discuss about this topic: relations and functions. About this chapter and basics of it, already we have studied in class 11. There, we also studied that functions, which are special type of relations. The basics that we studied in class 11, let us have a recap of it. Under that, we had studied that if R is a relation defined on set A, it means that R is subset of A cross A. This is first. And if I say that R is a relation defined from A to B, if it is defined from A to B, then we say R is subset of A cross B. This and more about the relations we had studied. Also, we studied that if number of elements in set A is suppose n, then the total number of relations defined on set A, it is equals to 2 raised to the power of m square. Right? This way we had started with. Apart from that, domain of relation, codomain of relation, range of a relation, this we had studied. Right? Now the thing is that what we have to study this year. Basically, we have to study about types of relations. This is the topic with which class 12 starts. Types of relations. Starting this, or before starting this, I would like to discuss something about relation. The introductory part is okay, but the basic of relation is that you do say, or you can take an example that A is a class of 12th students. A is a class of class 12 students. A X belongs to class 12. This we can write down. It belongs to class 12. B is a collection of class 11th students. Y belongs to class 11. Now, if I go for A cross B, then in general you will find out these kinds of elements where X belongs to set A and Y belongs to set B. On this, I can define various relations. Coming back to the topic of relation again, that it might be possible that a student of class 12 is brother of a student of class 11, or they can be one. X can be sister of Y, or X can be elder to Y, or X can be younger to Y, or X, the height, the difference of height between these two could be 1 feet. All these I am talking about relations. The first case of example I took that X is brother of Y. So here brotherhood is a relation. The second one, X is sister of Y. There sisterhood is a relation. X can be path. Here it is a student. Now X X and Y live in the same locality. So living in the same locality is also a relation. The weight of X is greater than the weight of Y. So here weight greater than weight is a relation. So students, you must have understood that to establish a relation, minimum two objects are required. Now those two objects can be distinct and those two objects can be similar also. Similar in the sense that if I say that x comma x, it means what here? That take a relation, take a condition that will better, which we have studied in lower classes also. Say x, which is different from this example. Not x, not a, not b. If x is a line and I am talking about x comma x type of element children. X is a line and between these two there is a parallelism. It is a relation. So every line is parallel to itself, which is always true. It means when I see a line in a mirror or when I see the image of a line, there what we find that the line and its image is found to be parallel. So every line is parallel to itself, which is always true. So parallelism becomes a reflexive type of relation. Reflexive relations we will study about, but what I basically want to say that there is a relation between two similar objects also. Of course, there is a relation between two distinct objects. But basic thing is that we will start that every element can be related to itself also by some relations. I give you some more examples. If X is a triangle, then every triangle is congruent to itself. That means I can write down every triangle. Say it is okay, X is congruent to itself, which is always true. I can also say, and you have also studied that every triangle is similar to itself. Congruency is relation. Similarity is also a relation. Likewise, I can say that every number is equal to itself. So here, equality is establishing relation between the similar objects. Here, congruency established relation between similar objects. So what I basically want to say that there can be a relation between the same objects also. Similarity, congruency, equality. Can I say that X is brother of himself or X is brother or sister of herself? X is brother of X. Is it true or not? It is indeed true. Every can be brother or can be sister here. So I am talking about brother. Every person is brother of himself. The relation, the blood relation between the person and his or her image will be there. So this is also saying what that two similar elements can also be related. So I hope that from these examples we must have understood that to establish a relation, we require minimum either two similar objects or two distinct objects. I come back to the basic point that relation R1 over these two sets we are taking, that x comma y lying such that x belongs to A, y belongs to B, and say x is brother of y. Quite possible that a student of class 12 is brother of a student of class 11. So there is a relation. So it will be true or can be true. Likewise, we can establish many such relations. And suppose number of students in A is 5. Number of students in A is 5. Number of students in B is 6. Then number of students, let's write down here. I hope this is clear already. Now, then number of elements in A cross B, it will be 30. And then number of relations on or from A to B, it will be 2 raised to the power of 30. So this way we can find out, or we have introduced the basic parts of relations that we studied in class 11. Now, we also studied that functions are basically spatial type of relations. What the basics we studied, that we take a basic example in the form of ordered pair. Suppose I have taken a function defined over this set. Now, say that 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 1, and 3 is related to, say, 3. Right? Now, this is a function. This is a function because the first element is not repeating, and this used to be the condition. That means in function, the first element should not repeat. Then only that relation is called function. Because in function, uniqueness is required. Every element should be uniquely related to the elements of codomain. So this way, we have to proceed. Now, as I started with this topic, types of relationship. So, types of relations which we have to study is the part of our class 12. So very first that we will study is empty relation. Empty relation. The name itself suggests its meaning. The relation which is not having any ordered pair. Suppose A is any set, or better to start with a simple example. In class 12, can we find out any two students whose height is greater than, or the difference of their heights, that will be better, the difference of their heights is greater than 9 feet? It will be impossible, right? No? So that will be impossible. So such a case is called a case of empty relation. Now come back to mathematics for this empty relation only. Say that can we find out any two real numbers, sum of whose squares, since I want to say this way, R is a relation, R is defined on R. Here this R means real numbers. Now relation is defined over real numbers and condition is what? That sum of squares of them is less than 0. Is it going to be possible? Obviously not. Sum of squares of any two real numbers is always greater than or equals to 0. So this condition does not hold, and it does not hold, so we say that this relation is empty relation. An empty relation is also called as void relation, which does not contain any ordered pair. It's a first type is clear. I give you one more example, so that will be concrete your concepts about empty relation. Can we that's what I started with. A is a class of 12 students. So X belongs to class 12 of any school. On it, I define a relation that conditions what? The absolute difference of their heights. Basically, we are taking the conditions what? Height we are taking. The heights, that will better. Height, absolute difference of these two students is greater than equals to 10 feet. Can we find out any two students whose difference of height in class 12 is greater than 10 feet? This will not be possible, because to make it possible, the minimum case if I take, so one should be of 0 height, one should be of 10 feet, or one should be of 1 feet height, one student should be of 1 feet height, the other should be of 11 feet, or another one should be of 2 feet, then 12 feet, 13 feet. Likewise, that means one is increasing the other way. Here it is one is increasing, here it is one way is decreasing, which is impossible. We cannot find height of a student 11 feet or 10 feet to make this condition possible. So such type of relation we call as empty or void relation. There can be numerous examples of empty relation. I have illustrated two only. The next type is universal relation. Universal relation. This one is just opposite, just contrary to empty relation. I want to say that if A, I have to go back to this empty relation to establish why it is opposite. A is a set of 1 comma 2. Now R1 I am taking as empty relation containing x comma y. Condition is what? X square plus y square is less than 0. Can we find out any two pairs from this set? Sum of squares is less than 0. Not there. So that's why I am calling it empty relation. This is your empty relation. On the other hand, if I take R2, subject to the condition x square plus y square is greater than or equals to 1, what will happen then? We will find out 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2. It means all the pairs, all the ordered pairs of A cross A, we have got it. It means that your R2 is equals to A cross A. So whenever such condition holds that a relation is equal to the Cartesian product of the sets on which it is defined, we say it is a universal relation. So this was the concept of universal relation, and you must have understood that it is just contrary condition that of empty relation. The next type is going to be more interesting to learn. That is reflexive relation. Reflexive relation. Reflexive relation. As I had started with some examples, so there I told you, or we discussed that every line is parallel to itself. It means in reflexive relation, we have to have a reflection of an element, and the reflection that we are getting and the element, if they are related by some relation, logically it is acceptable to us, then we say yes, the relation is a reflexive relation. For example, the one condition I had given you, every person or every male is brother of oneself. Yes, it is a reflexive relation. Or every girl is sister of herself. It is true. The blood relation will be the blood relation will be there. So likewise, I am talking about reflexive. That is, we can have a set of A, and on it I am defining reflexive relation. Reflexive relation I am denoting by R1. So R1 is a reflexive relation over this set if each element of this set is related to itself, which means 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 are the parts of this relation. Each element should be related to it. It means if a single element is left which is not related to itself, that means suppose these two pairs are existing but 3 comma 3 is not existing, so we can say that 3 is not related to itself. So this means that it is not reflexive. So to make it reflexive, children, it is necessary that each element of this set should be related to itself. Apart from that, we can have some more ordered pairs also in this relation. आप इसको ऐसे समझ लीजिए कि आपने 1, 2, 3 ये बॉक्सेस आपने लिए, ये 3 बॉक्सेस आपने लिए हैं, एक पे 1 लिखा, एक पे 2 लिखा, एक पे 3 लिखा. नाउ देयर मिरर इमेजेस, रिफ्लेक्शन की बात चल रही, तो when you see their mirror images, what will happen? You can see 1, 2, 3. But what happens if something else is also kept here? Something else is also kept here. So its image will be visible. Its image can be observed. So like these are the other elements. but these elements should be part of set A. So this way, reflex relation over a set we can define. Take one more example. Set A is this set only. I take it once again, and R is a relation in set builder form such that x equals to y. Condition is that x equals to y. So what happens then? You will get 1 comma 1, you will get 2 comma 2, because each number is equal to itself. You will get 3 comma 3, right? So this becomes reflex relation. If I do not keep 3 comma 3 or any of the ordered pair, then what you will say that 3 is equals to itself, 2 is equal to itself. This way. So a relation is becoming reflexive, right? Take last example of this. Say A, B, C. And now I'm taking any arbitrary relation. R is a set, and if it is, so this is set A. Over this set A, I define a relation, and it is containing A comma A, B comma B, C comma C, A comma C. So is it a reflexive relation? Yes, because it is containing such ordered pairs in which each element is related to itself. So over this set, this relation becomes reflexive. The important point, the key point of the conclusion is that, children, each element of this set should be related to itself. Keep it in mind. Otherwise, it is not going to be a reflexive relation over the given set. The next type that we are going to discuss is symmetric relation. Symmetric relation is interesting in the way that an object is related to other object in direct way. But if the other object is related to the first one, in the same by the same relation, then that is not always true, but found to be interesting. For example, A and B are living in the same locality. So living in the same locality is the relation here. A and B are living in the same locality. Now, the same thing if I say in reverse way, that B and A are living in the same locality, so it is arguable or arguably acceptable. Logically, it is acceptable. So living in the same locality, we will say is what? It is a symmetric relation. If A equals to B, coming to mathematical part, if A equals to B, that is this way, then I can also that B equals to A. So here equality becomes symmetric relation. If a line is parallel to another line, then second line is parallel to first line also, which is acceptable, totally fully acceptable, unarguable. So this way we can say that parallelism is a symmetric relation. Another thing, a line, one is perpendicular to the second line, then second line will be perpendicular to first line. So perpendicularity is also an example of symmetric relation. So by and large, what I want to say that to establish or to understand symmetric relation, we have to take converse of that relation or reverse of that will better, reverse of the given relation और रिवर्स, अगर रिवर्स वे में अगर एलिमेंट्स रिलेटेड हो जाते हैं तो हम कहेंगे सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन है। जो हमने यहाँ पे देखा कि इक्वलिटी जो था वो सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन था, क्योंकि रिवर्स वे में भी इक्वलिटी बनी रहती है। पैरेललिज्म ये भी हमारा रिवर्स वे में जो डायरेक्ट कंडीशन थी उसको फॉलो करता है, L1 पैरेलल टू L2 और रिवर्स वे में L2 पैरेलल टू L1 ट्रू। लाइकवाइज परपेंडिकुलरिटी, ये डायरेक्ट वे में अगर L1 L2 के परपेंडिकुलर है तो L2 L1 के परपेंडिकुलर होगी, ये भी एक्सेप्टेबल है। तो रिवर्स वे में ये कंडीशन और ये रिलेशन जो है स्टैब्लिश होता है। तो जब भी रिवर्स वे में रिलेशन हमारा स्टैब्लिश हो जाएगा, डायरेक्ट वे में तो होगा ही होगा, रिवर्स वे में स्टैब्लिश हो जाएगा, देयर वी विल से दैट रिलेशन इज सिमेट्रिक। दिस वे यू must have little bit understood. Now, the example of living in the same locality. A and B are living in the same locality. A and B are two persons. A and B living in the same locality. एक ही में रहते हैं. So can't I write down that, or can't I arguably, or can't you arguably accept that B and A are also living in the same locality? You can accept it. We will accept it. तो रिवर्स में वो कंडीशन होल्ड हो गई. तो लिविंग इन द सेम लोकेलिटी क्या हो गया? यहाँ पे रिलेशन क्या है? लिविंग इन द सेम लोकेलिटी. तो लिविंग इन द सेम लोकेलिटी क्या हुआ? ये हमारा सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन है. Come back to mathematical part. I take a relation defined over the set of real numbers containing x, y, and absolute difference of these two real numbers is divisible by 2. Right? So x minus y, absolute difference of x minus y is divisible by 2. This is the direct relation. What about reverse? Y minus x is divisible by 2. So is it going to be true? Means if x minus y is divisible by 2, can y minus x is also divisible by 2? It is true. For example, if I take x as 3, y as 1, so it is divisible by 2. And if I take in reverse way, 1 minus 3, that is also acceptable, fully acceptable. So by and large, the symmetric relation discusses about reverse way, right? So this was all about symmetric relation. One simple example I have left, that over a finite set, over this finite set, if I establish a symmetric relation, how will it be established and what form it will have? मतलब इसका क्या फॉर्म होगा और हम कब कहेंगे कि जो रिलेशन है वो सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन है इस सेट पर. सपोज ये रिलेशन 1, 2 कंटेन करता है और ये साथ ही साथ 2, 1 भी कंटेन करता है, तो हम कहेंगे कि हाँ, दिस रिलेशन इज सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन. मीन्स 1 is related to 2 and 2 is also related to, it means 2 is related to 1 by the same relation. Then it is symmetric relation. And further if I write down 2, 3 and stop here, means I do not keep its reverse way. So on the basis of these two only, you cannot say that this relation is symmetric. मतलब सिमेट्रिक होने के लिए कंडीशन क्या है? कि जो भी पेयर आर में है उसका रिवर्स पेयर होना चाहिए, तभी वो रिलेशन सिमेट्रिक होगा। इसको मुझे सिमेट्रिक बनाने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? आई हैव टू कीप 3, 2 here. Then only it becomes symmetric relation. तो सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन के लिए किसी भी सेट पर अगर सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन की बात हो रही है तो अगर कोई पेयर उस रिलेशन में है तो उसका रिवर्स पेयर उसी रिलेशन में होना चाहिए, then only it will be a symmetric relation. I hope this point is clear to you. Then the last, transitive relation. This is more interesting, and it connects or it relates more than two elements. Interesting, isn't it? Because we started with reflexive relation, where each element was related to itself, or one element was related to oneself. one single element की बात हो रही थी. Symmetric relation में जब हम आए, there what we found that we require required two elements. Reflexive में एक एलिमेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट थी, सिमेट्रिक में 2 एलिमेंट्स की रिक्वायरमेंट थी, और ट्रांजिटिविटी में 3 एलिमेंट्स. राइट? सो टू एस्टेब्लिश ट्रांजिटिविटी we have to have 3 elements. This concept of or this type of relation we can simply understand by taking the same example, living in the same locality, that A and B are living in the same locality. Right? I make this locality in this form, live in the same locality. B and C are also live in the same locality. Say that it's better to name that locality. It is the locality name is A. And B and C are also living in the same locality. Right? Then can't I say that A and C are living in the locality A? It will be there. Right? So here we will say that living in the same locality is transitive relation. मतलब मुझे फर्स्ट का कनेक्शन और फर्स्ट को थर्ड से रिलेट करना है, ए को सी से रिलेट करना है, और वो अगर रिलेट होता है, प्रूफ समझ में आता है कि हाँ ये रिलेट हो रहा है, इट इज गेटिंग रिलेटेड, देन वी से द रिलेशन इज ट्रांजिटिव. टेक अनदर एग्जांपल टू मेक द बेसिक्स मच बेटर. L1 is parallel to L2. Two lines parallel to each other. Then L2 also L2 is parallel to L3. Now we can easily conclude that L1 is parallel to L3. L1 is parallel to L2 and L2 is parallel to L3. So L1 is parallel to L3. So this here parallelism is proved to be transitive relation, relating first to third. Same thing about equality. If A equals to B and B equals to C, then A is equal to C. It proves that the relation equality is transitive. So to establish transitive relation we have to have 3 elements, and then we have to relate first to the third way, and if it is possible to relate first to third, then we say that the relation is transitive. So far one thing is still left. Over the set I have to explain you. These were the examples. Now we take a set, and on that set we establish a transitive relation. R, it is containing elements 1 comma 2 means 1 is related to 2, and by the same way or by the same relation 2 is related to 3. And the relation we can take that the second element is 1 greater than first one. Likewise, this is 1 greater than this one, right? And just 1 related to 2, 2 is related to 3. Just forget that greater than. 1 is related to 2 by some relation, any arbitrary relation I take. 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 3, and if I get in the same relation what? That 1 is related to 3, then we will say that this relation is transitive. So to make it transitive, we have to establish the relation between first and third. And if it is there, अगर है तो ही हम कहेंगे वो रिलेशन ट्रांजिटिव. इसमें एक इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट भी आता है. कैसा इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट आएगा देखिए. आपने सपोज सिंगल एलिमेंट लिया, वी हैव टेकन सिंगल ऑर्डर पेयर, इट इज ट्रांजिटिव. This is transitive. Why? We are saying 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2 belongs to R. It means what? 1 is related to 2. Right now? And we also see that 1 is not related to any other element. Understand this way. 1 is related to 2. And 2 is not further related to anything. 2 is related to none of the elements. 2 किसी और एलिमेंट से रिलेटेड नहीं है. और हम ये भी देख रहे हैं कि 1 भी अपार्ट फ्रॉम 2 नॉट रिलेटेड टू एनीथिंग. तो हम इसको ऐसा लिख सकते हैं कि 2 किसी और एलिमेंट से रिलेटेड नहीं है, 1 भी किसी और एलिमेंट से रिलेटेड नहीं है. तो इसी बात को हम इस एक्सप्रेशन में लिख सकते हैं कि 1 2 से रिलेटेड है, 2 किसी और एलिमेंट से रिलेटेड नहीं है, और 1 भी किसी और एलिमेंट से रिलेटेड नहीं है. सो दिस बिकम्स अ ट्रांजिटिव रिलेशन, राइट? सो टू establish or to understand transitive relation over the set, I have given you 2 examples. Now, children, so far, the types of relations we have studied, let us have a recap of them. First, I started with empty relation. The one which does not contain or does not satisfy the given condition or given criteria. Number 2, we had universal relation, in that all the ordered pairs or whose all ordered pairs satisfy the given condition. Then we had reflexive relation, in which each element was related to itself. Then symmetric relation, in that we establish that reverse way, if the same pair is related, then it is symmetric. And then finally transitive relation, where we were given that one element is related to second, second is related to third, then one is related to third or not, right? Now, a relation which is reflexive, symmetric and transitive, it is called an equivalence. Equivalence relation. The relation which is satisfying all these 3 conditions is known to be equivalence relation. This we will study, and this is going to connect to some questions, and questions are going to be of minimum of 1 mark or can be 4 marks or 6 marks, and that will be the part of our syllabus in elaborate way. So now let us discuss about equivalence relationship. Equivalence relation. So far the relations which we have studied, I take one of the examples of it. See, equality. A is a set containing 1, 2, 3. Now, if this relation is containing elements, just I had said you equality we are taking. Sorry. So we take equality. Uh, it is containing x comma y such that x equals to y and x and y are real numbers. That means we are defining relation over real numbers. Now, is this relation going to be an equivalence relation or not? Let us check. So, to check whether it is an equivalence relation, we have to satisfy or we have to see the three properties, that is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. First, we take reflexive, right? Reflexive relation. Now, say that x comma x, let us say that x comma x belongs to R. और अगर x comma y R में था तो कंडीशन ये थी, and if x comma x belongs to R, then the condition we get is x equals to x, and every real number is equal to itself. This is always true. So this is true. Therefore, these types of elements are belonging to R, and the relation becomes what? Reflexive. Means identical pairs are existing. So this relation equality here becomes reflexive. Then number 2, symmetry. Say that x comma y belongs to R, then x equals to y, right? Then y will be equals to x also, and y equals to x, so we get y comma x belongs to R. It means reverse pair is also belonging to R. Whenever x comma y belongs to R, whenever x comma y belongs to R and y comma x also belonging to R, so we say that the relation is symmetric. Now the third one, transitive. Transitive relation. Let us say that x comma y belongs to R. Just remember, to prove transitive we need three elements. X comma y belongs to R, y comma z also belonging to R, where x, y and z are real numbers. X, y, z are real numbers. Coming back to my condition, x comma y belongs to R. So by the given definition of relation, this implies x equals to y, and y comma z belongs to R. This implies y equals to z. Y z is in R means y equals to z. Now from this we can easily conclude that x equals to z. X y के equal, y z के equal, तो x z के equal. So x equals to z means first is related to third element. First element is related to third element by the same relation. So here we will say that, what can we say, that yes, x comma z also belonging to R. It means this relation, it is coming out to be reflexive, symmetric, and finally it comes out to be transitive. And hence we can say that R is an equivalence relation, children. Right? So this way we have understood the concept of an equivalence relation and the types of relations we have studied so far. Also, we studied the basics of class 11, the introductory part. One thing I would like to discuss, which is left out here, number of reflexive relations. Number of reflexive relations over a set. That is very important. Important from the point of view of question of 1 mark. Say number of elements in set A is m. We are talking about number of reflexive relations. Number of reflexive relations. So set is containing m number of elements. Then total number of reflexive relations. Total number of reflexive relations over this set is 2 raised to the power of m square minus m. For example, A is a set containing 1, 2, and 3. The number of reflexive relations over this set by this formula. So reflexive relation I denote by R1. So number of reflexive relations over this set is going to be 2 raised to the power of 3 square minus 3, which means 9 minus 3, that is 6. 2 raised to the power of 6 number of relations, which when we further solve becomes 64. Yes. So 64 reflexive relations are defined over this set. It could be a question of 1 mark. This way and the similar way we have symmetric number of symmetric relations.